All right, let's talk about something that I think every single person who writes code, especially if you're a student, has thought about. You know, that dream of breaking free from being chained to one single computer. What if your code, your entire setup, could just live anywhere, and you could get to it from any device? Well, today, we're going to talk about how to break those chains.
So let me ask you this, seriously. Is your laptop holding your code hostage? Are you totally stuck if you don't have that one machine with you with all its weird setups and specific libraries? If you're like me, and like most developers, the answer is probably a very frustrating, yeah, kinda.
And that feeling, that leads us right into what I call the developer's dilemma. And trust me, it's a place we've all been. It's this collection of headaches and shared struggles we face when we're just trying to get our work done, feeling like we're fighting our tools more than we're actually, building cool stuff.
Does any of this sound familiar? You start a new project for a class and boom, half the day is just gone trying to get all the right dependencies installed. Or your poor old laptop sounds like a jet engine every time you try to compile your code. And oh, the classic. It works perfectly on your school's Mac, but the second you get home to your Windows PC, everything just breaks. We've all said that famous, infamous line, but it works on my machine.
So here's the big question. This is the one that really changes things. What if your most important tool, your code editor, wasn't physically locked to that one piece of hardware? What if you could totally separate the place where you type from the place where the code actually runs?
Well, that's exactly where this absolutely brilliant piece of tech comes into the picture. The tool we're looking at is called Code Server, and its entire goal is to take that what-if question and make it a reality. We're talking about the full power of VS Code running inside your web browser.
Now, let's be super clear about what this is. This is not some watered-down VS Code Lite. No, it is the full-featured VS Code experience you know and love. You just run it as a service on some other computer, a remote machine, which could be a powerful cloud server or even a little Raspberry Pi at your house. And then you can access that entire powerful editor from pretty much any device that has a web browser.
The folks who made it put it perfectly on their GitHub page. Run VS Code on any machine anywhere and access it in the browser. That's it. That one sentence is the whole mission. It's all about total freedom and making your work accessible.
So what does this actually give you? What does it feel like? Well, it's a whole new kind of freedom. This isn't just some neat technical trick. It fundamentally changes how and where you can be creative. It's about being able to code whenever that spark of inspiration hits you, no matter where you are.
You know, the best way I've heard it described is this. Think of it like Netflix or Spotify, but for your code editor. Your iPad or your laptop is just the screen. It's the client. But all the heavy lifting, running the editor, compiling your code, storing the files, that's all happening on a powerful server somewhere else.
And this unlocks some amazing superpowers, especially for students. First off, you get a consistent environment, everywhere. Code on your laptop in the library, then pick it up on your iPad at a coffee shop, it is the exact same setup. Second, you get pure raw power. You can rent a beast of a cloud server and run your tests in seconds instead of minutes. And my personal favorite? Your laptop's battery will actually survive your classes because it's not doing all that heavy work anymore.
Now get this. The minimum amount of RAM needed for the server running Code Server is just 1 gigabyte. So what does that mean? It means your device, the one you're actually typing on, can be super lightweight. That old laptop you have lying around, a cheap tablet, they are more than powerful enough to connect to a massive development environment running somewhere else. Okay, so how does this magic actually work? It sounds pretty complicated, I know, but the core idea is actually really simple. It's all about splitting up the work between two places, the brains of the operation and the screen you're looking at.
Just think of it like this. Your device, whether it's your laptop or tablet, it's basically just a fancy remote control. All it's doing is sending your keystrokes and showing you what's on the screen. But the server, that's the brains. That's where VS Code is actually running, where your files are stored, where your code gets compiled. It does all the heavy lifting, leaving your device feeling fast and snappy.
And you might be thinking, okay, this has got to be hard to set up, but really it boils down to just 3 simple steps. 1, you get a server, a brain. This could be a cheap cloud computer or even an old PC you have at home. 2, you run a single line of code they give you which installs everything for you. And 3, you just open your browser and go to your server's address. That's it. You're in. You're coding.
So let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just one cool, random tool.
It's actually part of a huge shift happening across the entire software industry. This is a sneak peek at the future of development, and that future is definitely happening in the cloud.
Yeah, the official industry term for this whole idea is a Cloud Development Environment, or CDE, and you're going to hear that acronym a lot more in the coming years. Companies are really loving CDEs because they get everyone on the same page. But for you, it means you can get started on a new project in minutes instead of spending days just setting up your machine.
And his whole CDE world really has two main flavors. On one side, you've got fully managed services like GitHub Codespaces. They're super easy, just click a button and go, but you do give up some control. And on the other side, you've got self-hosted tools like CodeServer, where you trade a little bit of that convenience for total, absolute control over everything.
And honestly, for anyone who's learning, that control is just so important. With CodeServer, you're the one in the driver's seat. You pick the hardware, you pick the operating system, you pick the extensions, everything. It becomes your own personal, super-powered coding sandbox that you can take with you anywhere.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. If you were totally untethered from a single desk or a single laptop, if your code was just always there, waiting for you on any screen you picked up, what would you create? What new ideas would you finally have the freedom to explore? The barriers are coming down, the possibilities are huge. Go build something amazing.